Hello, Liverpool fans, and welcome back to For a Red. So, today's hot topic is the one and only Alexander Isak. Now, the player has been linked with a move to Liverpool since pretty much early on in the start of the transfer window. Hello, Daniel. How are we, my mate? And it appears as though that deal could now be a serious possibility. Liverpool Football Club, after the signing of Hugo Ekitike this week, put out in all of the journalist briefs that they were still interested in a move for Alexander Isak. Now, 9 times out of 10, when Liverpool signed a player in the past, it was always now interest ends in XYZ. And we all thought the same was coming after the Hugo Ekitike signing because it just made sense. You know, Liverpool had spent £79 million if you achieve the add-ons on a number 9 who is very similar to Alexander Isak himself. So why on earth would we still be interested in a £130 million striker? It makes no sense. If you go off the old model, the new model, the modern Liverpool way, the way that Billy Hogan described it today is we are a massive football club, and it's about time that this club starts acting like that, both on and off the pitch. And there is no bigger signal of intent towards the Premier League and the Champions League than signing Alexander Isak on top of Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, and Jeremy Frimpong. You can't get a bigger statement than that. Now, Daniel here makes a really good point. Hugo is coming in to basically take Diogo's spot in the squad. And it's an absolute, utter shame that we are in that situation. But unfortunately, the squad must carry on, and obviously football must carry on. And Diogo wouldn't want it any other way. If he thought that Liverpool Football Club were going to stop, giving the people what they desire, which is us to have a successful football club to follow, then he'd be absolutely gutted. Now, if Hugo Ekitike comes in to take up Jot's role, he'll make him proud 1,000,000%, because Hugo Ekitike is a fantastic footballer. Alexander Isak, on the other hand, is probably coming in to take Darwin Núñez's sort of like place within the squad as that big money starting kind of striker. Now, we all thought, as I'm sure you guys did as well, the chances of us signing Isak were pretty slim. And for that to happen, a few moving parts had to had to take place. Liverpool had to have the money to spend. We had to show a signal of intent towards Newcastle and the player that we're happy to do it. But then on top of all that, Newcastle need to be willing to deal at a fair price. And if they're not willing to deal at a fair price, it was probably going to require player power to take part and force the move. Well, this morning, that appears to be exactly what Alexander Isak has decided to do. He has gone on the offensive and handed in a transfer request at Newcastle United and refused to go on their pre-season tour of Asia, which is massive, okay? Huge. This is a player who is at the forefront of Newcastle's marketing campaign. Yeah, he is their star player. He is their key player. He is one of the best players in world football. A trip over to Asia for Newcastle just isn't about pre-season and getting fit. It's about increasing your profile of your club. It's about brand deals. It's about exposure to new fan bases potentially. It is as much commercial as it is a training camp. And to not have your £150 million star striker asset on that tour is just mental. And a real signal of intent from Alexander Isak on where his future lies. Since then, we've had basically confirmation of that he's got no interest of going to Saudi Arabia as he wants to stay in the Champions League. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United and others have pulled out early, saying that they have no intentions of either affording him or they're already happy with their attacking options. But realistically, we all know it's a case of Isak wanting Liverpool and Liverpool wanting Isak. And this is the moment that Liverpool, Michael Edwards, Richard Hughes, Arne Slot have all been waiting for that door to just open a tiny bit and us come running through it with £130 million in two briefcases like that. Yeah, that's exactly the moment they're waiting for. Then after Visser from Brentford, reports are that that's getting close and they're about to spend, £35 million on him. Benjamin Sesko is a target for if Alexander Isak leaves, says David Ornstein and Richard Hughes and Fabrizio Romano. So clearly there is something in the pipelines. I don't know what I've got in my eye, but there's clearly something going on because media usually are a day or two behind of these things. And if Newcastle are on the aggressive for Benjamin Sesko, they're not going to do that if they're keeping Alexander Isak, and this not-for-sale stance is steadfast. So, yeah, there's plenty more to come over these next 24 to 48 hours. Good evening, Kenny. How are we, my mate? If you are watching in the stream, I really appreciate it. We have hit 500 subscribers tonight on YouTube, which is absolutely mental. So I would really appreciate it if you would like this live stream. You don't have to give it a share. Don't worry about that. Stick around and watch. But be more than welcome to come and join us in the comments as we go through the news around Alexander Isak. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up Twitter, okay? So we're going to bring Twitter onto the stage, and we're just going to have a little scroll through tonight because I feel like there's a good chance that news is going to be breaking, quite often on here. And it's important that, we try and be at the front. Oh, look, there's me. It's important that we try and be at the forefront of any kind of potential things that might break. So throughout the stream over the next, 30 minutes, whatever it is, we'll keep going to Twitter and we'll have a little scroll through and have a look. But as I said, we all needed Alexander Isak to put in a transfer request. Okay, that's what's happened. It's up to Liverpool now to hold their end of the bargain. He's done his. It's up to us now to hold our end of the bargain and go into Newcastle with an offer that matches their valuation. No messing around. Favourable terms for us, favourable terms for them, and get this player through the door. Yeah, there is no need anywhere for any kind of weeks of haggling and negotiations, nothing like that. Newcastle have been pretty adamant on their valuation. They will have behind closed doors given Liverpool a more realistic valuation of where they will deal at. We needed the player to push for the move. He's done that. Newcastle are exploring alternatives. We're letting them respectfully, without putting anything public about bidding, etc. We're letting them go and try and identify their replacement and get close to through the door, and then we'll go from there. I firmly expect if this deal is to happen, there won't be a vert saga where it's weeks and weeks and weeks of negotiating around a fee and a structure. It'll be, here's the money, give us the player. Premier League starts in a couple of weeks. We're ready to fight on all four fronts. Right, that's what I expect. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about if he signs. So, what it looks like. What would Liverpool Football Club look like if they signed Alexander Isak? What would their starting team be? I mean, you're talking absolutely mental. Newcastle. So, Daniel, you think Newcastle want £125 million? Yeah, well, that should be the negotiation, shouldn't it? How much do you want? 130. Sound. Here's 120. Or here's 100 up front with favourable add-ons. If he goes to the toilet in AXA, then you can have 5 mil. Something like that. Yes, Fozzie, how are we, bro? Foz, do you want to jump in on this? Are you streaming right now, or do you want to come in as a guest? Because I'd love to get you on here right now and chat. Let me know if you want to come in as a guest right now, and I'll send you the link. I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. Let me know. Damn right, pay the thing. Just get the guy through the door. Oh, you're at work. Okay, fair enough then, Foz. Fozzie, go on then. You can start us off. I'm going to put it to you guys in the chat. If Liverpool sign Alexander Isak, what do you think is that front three? All right, we're pretty much all in agreement, aren't we, that it's going to be McAllister and Gravenberch sitting with Florian Wirtz in the 10. What's that front three in front looking like? How's that going to be made up if we sign Alexander Isak? Tomorrow you'll be free. Well, listen, tomorrow you're on air for us 100%, or I'll come to you. Message me, send me a message on WhatsApp, and we'll sort that out 1,000,000% because there's too much to talk about. What's it looking like? So, Daniel says Gakpo, Isak, Salah. So, Ekitike left to the bench. Poor Ekitike. What's everyone else saying? Kenny says Salah, Isak, and Gakpo. So, the same. Foz says Salah, Isak, and Gakpo. Oh, so, everyone here is saying Gakpo starts. If you watched the live training this morning, Cody Gakpo and Florian Wirtz had a brilliant relationship and looked absolutely fantastic, by the way. So I tend to agree, you know. I do tend to agree. I think not the hate, but I think the disrespect towards Gakpo has been mental over these past couple of weeks. You know, people have been talking, for example, about Rodrigo, and you guys will know if you've been on my page, I'm a huge Rodrigo fan. I think he's absolutely different gravy. But I'm not saying it in the sense of come in and start ahead of Gakpo straight away. Cody Gakpo is a fantastic footballer. Yeah? Cody Gakpo, 100,000,000% gives you goals, gives you assists, gives you big moments, gives you an ability to drive the ball forward, has a fantastic relationship with Mohamed Salah, can bring others into play. Imagine those crosses, guys. Imagine those crosses where Gakpo cuts inside and then puts that far one. You know, puts that one that he does across to the back post, and you've got Isak and Ekitike with their height trying to get in on them. Oh, mate. Cody Gakpo could be feasting, absolute feasting, if we bring Alexander Isak in on top of Hugo Ekitike. Gakpo played a big part-time in the Prem League, mate. 100% Foz. Honestly, I was in like one of those space things on Twitter the other day, right? And mate, they are slating Cody Gakpo. They're like, yeah, but he's not a starter. We still need another left winger. He's not a starter. What are you talking about? Cody Gakpo's not a starter. Cody Gakpo 100% is a starter for Liverpool Football Club. It's not just about a single starting 11 plays every game. You need a team of 17, 18, 19 who can start. Cody Gakpo is more than good enough to start for Liverpool Football Club and will play 40, 50 plus games next season. But who plays if Arna wants to play Isak and Ekitike? Well, Mo Salah starts. Alexander Isak through the middle and Ekitike off the left, or they go 4-4-2 and they have Salah right wing, Gakpo left wing, Ekitike, Isak up front with McAllister and Gravenberch. And then you've got Florian Wirtz who's supplying all this. Mate, it's scary. It is scary. Not for us, but it's scary. Yeah, completely low IQ, mate. Completely low IQ. How you can watch Cody Gakpo since he's come to Liverpool, apart from those little moments where he played false nine and it just didn't work, how you can watch his Liverpool career play out the way it has and go, yeah, he still doesn't start for me, though. Mental. Daniel thinks by Monday we get a here we go. I don't think we'll get a here we go, but I 100% think by Monday the news of us putting in the bid officially will be out. Now, look, I personally, I think that bid is already in, right? I think the bid is already in. I think it's a case of Liverpool being respectful and not publicising it that the bid's there, whilst Newcastle go and negotiate for Vissa and Sesko. I think that's the play. I think him not going on the tour, not playing in the Celtic game, this now public transfer request, I think it is all gearing up for a moment where Newcastle are ready to announce a fee agreed for Benjamin Sesko, whilst also putting out within the same time sale agreed of Alexander Isak to Liverpool. Can we just all, and I know it's not happened yet, so we will have a moment when it happens, and it's hard to not get excited, isn't it? Because it's all happening, everything's happening so quick at the moment. But are we going to end a transfer window with Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak, and Hugo Ekitike all being signed in the same transfer window? I can't get my noggin around it. Something has happened, bro. I'm convinced. 100% false. The timing of how you play the media is absolutely key, right? It is key, the way that things play out. Whether it's for, collective fan kind of control, whether it's for negotiations control, whether it's for moving parts of different deals and dominoes, etc. Timing is key. 99 times out of 100, the media are behind what's already happened a couple of days. Yeah, so what we hear in the media has already happened a couple of days, and then in a couple of days, so in the weekend, we'll probably hear about the bid. That bid's probably gone in today or the day before. Yeah, there's a reason that this has now come out. The main reason that it's come out is the tour, him not going on the tour. You can't just sit there and be blasé and go, well, he's not been on the tour, so he's injured, which we all knew was crap. And then Alan Shearer came out and was like, who on earth do you think you're trying to fool here, Newcastle? Like, show a bit more respect to your fans. Obviously, now we know the truth. Gay is here. No way we don't get him. So if you were in my TikTok live earlier on this afternoon, me and Ian Young from Redmen TV, we had a little discussion about this, that we think it's a case of if Ibrahim Konate extends, then it'll be Gay comes in this window, and then a young defender to replace Virgil or be the heir to Virgil will come in either January or next summer. Or if Ibu doesn't extend and says, look, I'm going to Real Madrid, then we'll tell Mark Gay to wait a year, go on a free. Ibu goes on a free. They do a switch, and we'll sign the young centre-half this summer. However, I meant to do a video on this, and I've not got around to doing it. And then the news broke anyway last night. I believe, hand on hand, Ibu has no interest in Real Madrid and going there. I think he's desperate to stay at Liverpool Football Club, and I think he's trying to hold out for obviously a bigger wage. I think Liverpool have got a good idea of that, and Richard Hughes is a really, really, really tough negotiator. Yeah, really tough negotiator. There was reports last night that he's been offered a new deal. He's looked happy in training and stuff like that. I yeah, I'm with you, Kenny. I think he stays. I really, really think he stays. How could you look at this Liverpool project and want out, by the way? I think he stays. I think it's just a matter of Liverpool are needing to Liverpool are needing to time things again, and he probably still needs to mull over the deal. But the line coming out of Real Madrid last night to Marca Radio was Real Madrid feel now it is highly unlikely that they get Ibu Konate, which leads me to believe Liverpool have offered close to, or if not, what Ibu wanted. Same again, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the likes in the stream. If if you are watching and you're new, I hope you're enjoying it. Please consider subscribing. It's been mental the last week or so, the subs that we've been getting and the support. Grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's funny, isn't it? Because our man Trent left because he thought he was joining the Galacticos. And actually, the Galacticos, they reside on Merseyside, mate, not in sunny Spain. Do you know what's the maddest thing, though, as well, with the whole Trent situation? He knew that this was coming. Mohamed Salah had mentioned it in interviews. Virgil had been so vocal about the big summer that was ahead. He was even spotted after the League Cup final, basically tapping up Alexander Isak. Trent knew this was coming. Trent knew the window that we were having. Liverpool opened discussions with Ekitike in January. They opened discussion with Wirtz in February. Trent Alexander-Arnold was offered an incredible wage, Liverpool vice captaincy, and eventually captaincy to be part of this incredible squad and project that is happening at Liverpool Football Club. And he chose to go to Real Madrid. Because as Daniel says, he wanted to go and reunite with his friend. Well, joke's on you, Trent. Joke's on you. Let's head over to Twitter. Have I got anything that I can bring you guys? There doesn't seem to be anything that is breaking as of yet. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes quiet for a little bit and then it'll start picking up again either tonight or tomorrow. We do like a Friday. Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, they like a Friday news drop, don't they? What's the fee Newcastle want for Alexander Isak? Well, Kenny, it's changing all the time. It started as not for sale. Then it started as 200 million. Then it went down to, well, we could start at 150 million. And Liverpool have always held this tagline of 120 million. Now, I don't know if that's Liverpool's internal valuation or more in the fact of that is a number. That is a number that they're being told by someone somewhere. 120 million is possibility. Then there was talk today that Newcastle value him at 130 million. I think it's all over the place. I think it's all over the place at the moment. I would hazard a guess. That Daniel is probably close to it there. 130 million, 135 million probably gets him. It's what I would say is his stance, Alexander Isak's stance seems to be that he only wants Liverpool. And I think that might be the next thing that breaks. I think the next thing that might break is Alexander Isak will only move to Liverpool and has no interest in signing a new deal with Newcastle. Basically to get it out there so that Newcastle can be like, look, we've tried to sell him abroad. He doesn't want to go. We don't want to move him to another Premier League club because we're trying to compete in this league. But if he only wants Liverpool Football Club and that's who he's holding out for, there's no point in us keeping an unhappy player when we can use that money to go and get Vissot and Sesko, players who want to play for Newcastle. It's all... When you see these things happen time and time again, you can sort of read how the story goes. The story ends up with him at Liverpool Football Club. That's where the story ends. I'm telling you. The story ends with Alexander Isak playing for Liverpool Football Club. He's been wanting it all summer. He's been desperate for it, and it's going to happen. I can feel it. I can absolutely feel it. So yeah, that's the main lowdown of obviously everything that's happened today. Same again as always. Thank you so much for the recent support. It's been incredible. We are now above 500 subscribers, so we are on our way to that illustrious 1,000. Yeah, it's been absolutely class. I've really enjoyed getting back, bringing you guys the content. This was only a short stream just to go over a little bit about Alexander Isak news that broke this morning, and then discuss a tiny bit about, what obviously the front three could look like. I am on Talking Reds, which is another YouTube channel, at 9:30 p.m. tonight, or at least I'm set to be, but no one's got in touch yet actually about that. But yeah, I'm set to be on there at 9:30 p.m. tonight, again going over the news. So if you want to come over there and chat, then yeah, I'd appreciate that, to give us some support on Over Talking Reds. Could we offer cash plus player? There is players interested, but I don't think it'd be cash plus player. I think it'd be more we'd offer cash if they were to, to give us a little bit of leniency on the fee, and then we'd give them a little bit of leniency on a fee for, say, for Harvey Elliott, or I think there was rumours that they were interested in Simicast and things like that. So, yeah, exactly. They're the add-ons, Daniel. If he eats twice a day, if he parks his car in the actual training ground, then you can have 7 million. If he says good morning to Carol and Caroline in the kitchen, there's another 200 grand. Yeah, if he shakes Arne Slot's hand when he signs, you can have 400 grand for every second that the handshake lasts. Do you hear that? And that was a dog. That just absolute, crap like that. They're the add-ons. Just get him. Yeah, just pay the dollars. What is it? Oh yeah, let me put my glasses on for this, because this is like an old person thing. This is what I'm like. What's that saying they say? Put the fries in the bag. Is that it? Fries in the bag. Yeah, put the bag in the fries. Put the Liverpool in the Isak. That's what we should do. We should put the Isak in the bag and the fries, and stay dench. All that. You know what I mean? What's the best part about doing that on my own stream? I am the one who clips it up, so no one can catch me, unless you guys are evil. But yeah, that's the news. That's the sitch on Alexander Isak. Will he become a Liverpool player? Well, you've got 30 seconds to answer in the chat if he becomes a Liverpool player. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Daniel says yes. 29 seconds. 29. 28. Lars says yes. 26. 25. 24. 23. Kenny says 100%. 100% what? 100% yes or 100% no, Kenny? Can't just go 100%. 19. 18. 17. 16. Come on. Will it? Do you know what? You don't actually know. Wait there. I'm going to find something for you. I'm going to try and find something for you. Where is it? There's a video. Do you remember ages ago? Ricky Lambert did a video. 100% yes. He did a video where he was talking about, like, if we manifest it, if we talk to the trees, we will speak it into existence. That's what we need to do with Isak. We need to speak it into existence. But we need to be like, we need to tell our furniture at home, Alexander Isak will sign for Liverpool. Yeah, that's what we need to do. For example, we need to be like this, right? You ready? This is what we need to do. Tell your dogs, listen, Alexander Isak will sign for Liverpool. He's leaving Newcastle and he will sign for Liverpool football. This is what you need to do. Tell your pets, manifest it. Ricky Lambert, speak it into existence. Alexander Isak will sign for Liverpool. Tell them on stream. Who's this? Tell them. Alexander Isak will sign for Liverpool. Won't he win it? Will he sign for Liverpool? Dog's like, just fuck off and let me go to sleep. Okay, go on there. He will. He will sign for Liverpool. We've manifested it. Damn right I've taken my medicine, Kenny. The medicine of high on life. High on life when Liverpool are trying to sign the best striker in the Premier League for 197 billion, and we're going to use the Coutinho money to pay for it, and a little bit of cash that we've got left over from Voronin years ago. I'm telling you. Alexander Isak, welcome to Liverpool Football Club. I've told me dog now. So it's going to happen. Right. I'm going to leave you before I embarrass myself anymore. Remember, you can catch me on Talking Reds tonight, 9:30 p.m. If you don't want to watch me there and you want to watch me on here, subscribe. You know where we're at. More content is coming, especially on the day that David Ornstein goes, Liverpool have sent in a £120 million bid for Alexander Isak. Personal terms are not thought to be an issue. One to watch. Something like that. Whatever he says. Right. I love you all. And it is time to say goodbye. Thanks for watching. You beautiful people. I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-da!